my brain is on overload. First, let me start by saying I'm actually fine. I'm actually totally fine. Just the normal kind of crazy that comes from being a functional adult in the 21st century. You know the kind. Have you ever experienced so many things going on through your brain, like you have 47 tabs open in your brain and 3 of them are not working? And you're trying to figure out the ones that are not working, and then a song comes into your head that you don't know where you got it from, and you start singing that song. And you don't know and have a clue of where you're supposed to be and what are you doing. Fellow Toastmasters, this is what I call mental health. This is what it feels like some days for some of us. Some days we feel great, and some days we may not feel so great. Do you ever feel stressed? Anxiety? Or sometimes you don't know how you feel, but you just may want to talk to someone or talk to yourself. When you think of mental health, often a lot of us sometimes picture mental health as something that's serious, like it's dramatic. Just think, the homeless guy sitting on the corner looking up at the sky in no man's land, and you figure he may have a mental health issue. But mental health is not a homeless person or someone that may have some sort of mental illness. It's more than that. We all have situations in our lives where we go through mental stress. So just be honest, most of us think mental health for us is sitting in at least for me, going to Smith's trying to figure out for 45 minutes what cereal do I want to pick out. Have you ever been in those positions where you're either figuring out what I want to eat tonight, it's taking an hour, or go to the store to try to figure out something to wear, or just want to go shopping and not have a clue what you want to wear, and then you don't know what you're wearing it for. These are kind of things that come to us as mental stress that comes through our mind. For all of us, at least for me, my brain always feels like a squirrel on espresso. Constantly running in circles, collecting thoughts I've never actually thought about. And then for me, also, I have anxiety. People don't think I may not have anxiety, but I think we all do. But my anxiety is always basically getting worried about something that I'm worried about, trying to figure out why I'm worried about it, and what was it that I'm worried about. Yep. All of us have that, to the point where for me, I spiral into a crisis because I'm worried about something that I am making up in my mind that technically is not even going to come to fruition. So why do we go through those levels of anxiety? And then you also get to a point where people may say you need to talk to someone. So now we have something called therapy, a therapist. Now think about it, just consider it. Our glorious therapy is great that you can select a therapist, but however, have you ever tried or think about having a therapist and basically paying someone to watch you cry of something that your mother had you not do, for me it was Friends, in 1998. And figure out that's the root cause of my problem, telling to a therapist. Is that maybe the answer? Maybe yes, maybe no. But seriously, mental health is really a part of all of us. We all go through some level of stress, whether we do it personally or if we have friends and family. Somewhere along the line, some people are in extreme crisis, and then some of us are just trying to manage the day-to-day. It's a struggle at times. But for all of us, we need to understand mental health has to be worked out like we do, or if you do go to the gym. Everyone works out, do exercises, and work the muscle, but your brain is a muscle that's functioning that also has to be exercised as well. And sometimes talking to someone is a great thing because it just means you just need to take a break and have someone just listen. Or sometimes you may need someone to give you direction and advice. And sometimes you just need to take a step back. That doesn't mean always looking at your phone all the time. Someone's calling you urgent at 11 a.m. There's nothing that urgent at 11 a.m. Sometimes you need to just shut down. But I'm going to tell you, I think self-awareness and self-care of your mental muscle always has to be reevaluated at every time. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. Just because you may want to talk to a therapist or you are struggling with just trying to manage the day-to-day doesn't mean that you're a weak individual. It just means that you need to take some time out and figure things out. I like to say that anyone that admits to themselves that sometimes they have mental stress, I think it's heroic to actually say, I need help. A lot of us do not do that. And I hate to say that the percentage of men, which is about 60%, will not reach out for mental help to say that they are struggling. But everyone struggles. We struggle with family life, we struggle with work life, we struggle just to figure out, well, our president, what's the next thing he's going to do that's going to make the whole world stressful? But it's a struggle, but I'm going to tell you, welcome to the club. We meet here every Thursday. Bring snacks. Drink. If your coping mechanism is 5 beers, then drink on, because we do it at I'll drink to that. No, I'm just kidding. But one of the projects that I decided, I've always worked in healthcare, but I worked on the administrative side of healthcare. But I just recently moved out of medical healthcare, and I moved over to the mental health side of the house. Also working with the county and looking at our homeless population and mental health just in general. One of the things that a lot of these states do not have are mental health resources. And luckily Las Vegas is one of the states that is really working intensely. The county, Clark County, the state and the city are working intensely to find resources for folks that have mental health concerns, or they just need resources that some other states don't have available to you today. I will tell you, living in California, if anybody has been to California, there's a place called Skid Row. They do not have resources for those people. That's why there's so many homeless people on the street. But what I'm hearing from California is that the county is looking into trying to create resources. One of the things that I'm working on with the county today is I am leading a project for a Crisis Stabilization Center that will be opening on June 23rd. And it's going to be located not the best part of town on Lake Mead and Nellis. However, I'm working with the county and UMC because one of the things that Las Vegas does not have today is a Crisis Stabilization Center. A lot of folks go to the ER if they're having any sort of mental illness. And sometimes mental illness they may be on medication. Maybe they need to be on medication. They need to be assessed. Or you have homelessness. A lot of folks that are homeless, some of them have mental crisis, mental illness that needs to be assessed. So working with the county right now, it's been a huge project, but it's going to be very phenomenal for folks that can receive resources. And my team, which is the Nevada Behavioral Health System, we are going to be working in conjunction with UMC to make sure that folks get resources. And one of the things that I wanted to provide today, I provided a packet, because a lot of folks don't realize there are a lot of resources that are out there for us, but you don't know where to look and where to go. And this is a packet I provided. I gave everyone a copy of it. This handout will give you, it's called the Mental Health Spectrum. What's really nice about this packet is that it gives you more. It talks about mental health for individual, whether if you feel like you're in a crisis or if you're not in a crisis, or if you just need to talk therapy, or if you need a referral. I know Tom asked me if I can present on mental health or and provide any resources, but the resources that are in this pamphlet, it has outpatient, it has all the therapists here in Las Vegas County for low to no cost. So if you don't have insurance, some of these therapists, outpatient or just therapy, and psychiatrists will take you because it's called here in Las Vegas or Nevada, no wrong turn. Well, Las Vegas is stating now that they're not going to turn you from services if you don't have insurance, or they'll help you with insurance if you need be. But a lot of folks don't know what type of therapist to look into, what type of therapy, and who. And this booklet I provided to you will give you all those resources. You also have hospital resources in here. There are hospitals here that people don't have no clue about that deal with strictly mental health crisis or just mental health condition if you want to be evaluated for any condition or just be assessed. This is a very valuable resource that you can look into. Even if you just want to just have an everyday conversation with a therapist, this is something that everyone should know. And in conclusion, I just want to say life is hard. Yes, our brains are constantly on overload. And you know, our brains are weird. They're weird because they have emotions that's basically just like a toddler on a megaphone. Okay? But just with a little humor, I just want to say that therapy is always great. Resources that you may need, they're here. If you have any questions regarding mental health, ask me, I can provide you, but always remember, take care of yourself. Your brain always needs a break, it needs massaging, and it needs attention. So self-care is important. Back to you.